Hello Libra, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And there is a very stable Four of Pentacles, a lot of safety, a lot of security, a lot of stability. This is good. This is good. Let's put that into some context, though. All right. Oh. A Luster Strength card. Interesting. Okay. All right. Let's, yeah, okay. All right. Fire, water, and air. Fire, water, and air. Let's select our mystery card, okay? Bonus card, confirmation card. And this is just one card that we choose at random. We're using the Smith-Waite Tarot. And we're going to put our alien, Simon Mork Ripley, right there on top. We're not going to look at that till the very end. And hopefully that card will, tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need at the very end. Okay. All right, so let's look at what we have. We've got major arcana. We've got some fire. We've got some water. We've got some air. And we've got our earth energies. Okay. So it's pretty balanced. I think that there's a kind of a strange... well, not strange really, but we've got like some fire, we've got water and air that kind of are standing out to me, especially with this Luster Strength card, because this is fire, right? And this is fire. And then of course we have the fire here with the Eight of Wands. But let's start at the beginning. Let's talk about this Four of Pentacles. I think that you have a bit of safety, security, and stability in your life right now. I think this is something that everybody wants. This is kind of a, the basic level of needs, like Maslow's hierarchy. It's like the bottom level. We've got shelter, food, water. We're warm, right? We're safe from predators. This is a pretty good place to be. It's stable. It's a solid structure. Again, Four of Pentacles. It's got that stability. But what we know about the Four of Pentacles is that it is not the end of the road. That there's a lot more in the suit of Pentacles. There's a 5, there's a 6, there's so on. So this is kind of the illusion of stability. This is a stability that can be kind of isolating. It can be like it's your cabin in the woods. It's fun for a time, right? It's nice. You need it. But we don't want to live there indefinitely, year after year after year. We don't have any neighbors, right? We don't have any connections. We don't have anyone to talk to. We don't have anything that really excites us. There's really nothing to do now, me personally. I would love to have a cabin in the woods. I would love to live there indefinitely, year after year. As long as I could still do these readings and connect with all of you and have my family, I think we'd be happy. That's not really the point, I guess. I feel, let's bring up that Luster Strength card. I think we're kind of taking this literally right now. Lust, right? Strength, passion. I think that you feel a deep driving urge I was going to say an unconscious kind of striving, but it's not even unconscious anymore. It's right there in your face. You want something more. You want to experience a passion. You want to experience that connection, that experience, that event, that moment, maybe another person. We do see a lot of court cards. Something that's going to change your life, right? And I think that's what's going on. I think that, well, we've got the Seven of Swords underneath everything. There is almost this feeling of guilt about it. There's something blocking us mentally from embracing this experience, whatever this is. Now, this doesn't have to be anything romantic or sexual or risky or anything like that. It's just some event, some experience, some connection with either a person, a place, a thing, with yourself, with spirit, something that changes your life. You want that kind of fire, that kind of spark. Not even a spark. It's a full-on raging fire, right? And I think that there's some almost guilt or some kind of reluctance about that, right? The Seven of Swords underneath, and the Seven of Swords, the key word here is futility. And to me, this is saying that it's kind of futile for you to try to resist this, because this is a fundamental need, I think, for all of us really, to have these kind of peak experiences. Okay? And again, it doesn't have to be anything risky or sexual or anything like that. It's one of those peak experiences. It's that moment that changes your life. And I think when this arrives, it's going to maybe even seem like a tower moment. I wonder if that mystery card's going to be a tower. Because it kind of feels like it is disrupting this stability or this illusion of stability that we have. Yeah. It may feel quite disruptive to the structure, to the organization, to the routine that you're in. This is some really, real wild energy here. Yeah. So there's kind of a reluctance to accept it. There's going to be this almost guilt that we're welcoming this. When this arrives, part of us is going to say, no, I can't, I need to maintain this structure. But there's going to be part of us that is so thankful that this kind of a peak experience is happening. Yeah. And I think these court cards that we have surrounding us here, this top part here, I feel like this is the different minds that we have, right? This is the different sides of us that we don't know who's going to really win out over this energy that's coming in. This is kind of the crown of this experience. Now, the first one here is the Princess of Cups. This is some energy that is really ready to be swept away, right? Ready to just fall in love with this fantasy and live out this kind of fantasy experience. The problem with this is that sometimes it is just maybe a daydream or a fantasy, right? That we may get lost in this feeling. We may just feel so enthralled by it, but it's not very practical, right? The practicality comes up top with the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Practicality. And this seems kind of at the top. It seems like what we're maybe the ruling force here. It's saying, yes, it sounds good. It would be fun. Oh, if I could only. But I can't, because you got here to this Four of Pentacles, and the Queen here is saying, it took us a lot to get where we are. Why risk it? Well, sometimes you have to risk it for the biscuit, right? But there's this maturity that you have. that can understand all of the difficulties that you've ever been through. This card's looking at the past. As much as this card can understand the future, if we go down that road, I know what it's going to look like. I know the difficulties. I know the path. Because I've been down that road. And I know that path, right? So this is kind of a card that thinks they can predict the future based on the past, you know? But past performance is not a guarantee of future gains, future returns. See that disclaimer in a lot of places. Just because we know, we see the trend, we understand, well, you know, I know kind of what happened the last 10 years, so I know what the next 10 years will be like. Maybe that is part of the problem. Maybe we don't want that kind of predictability. We don't want to think that the future is just going to be a mirror image of the past. What's the point? So we're looking for this peak experience. Well, we're looking for this magic moment that changes our life, that tells us that the future now is going to be so much different than the past. It's not just a mirror image, right? We're changing timelines here almost. We're changing the course of the future. And then we have this, of course, this air energy, this Prince of Swords, air on air, double air energy. It's difficult for us to form an opinion and stick with it, to form a decision and stick with it. This is the fixed air energy, and this is in the future. This is kind of this idea that we want to just know our plan, have our mind made up, and stick to it, but yet we can't. And we can't because of all of this. It makes this fixed energy very difficult. It is what we essentially want, but is it? Right? Is it? Now, as we move to the path of the serpent, we start with this 8 of Wands. This is a lot of energy pent up within you. This is a real desire in you to express yourself, to create, to let loose, to paint the town, paint the sky, to kind of, paint the rainbow there. To express yourself in your own unique way. But the 8 is kind of locked up, it's kind of contained, right? So you may actually be noticing in your life for the last few weeks a kind of growing anxiety, an inability to sit still, more fidgety than usual. Yeah. More difficulty just deciding what to do, deciding, what am I going to eat today? What do I want to do? Where do I want to go? What do I want to read? What do I want to think about? What do I want to feel? What is my vibe right now? It's part of this indecision to really almost choose an identity to mirror into the world. So we have this restlessness, this growing anxiety. Growing anxiety. And yes, of course, in the environment, 4 of Cups. See, we have this 4 of Pentacles, and we've got a 4 of Cups. Nothing wrong with the 4. 4s are good. It's stable. This desk has 4 legs. This chair I'm sitting on has 4 legs. If it had 3, I'd probably fall. If it had 2, good luck. If it had 5, 6, or 7, well, that might be too much. So the 4s are okay. The 4s are good. It's not exciting. No one's going to look twice at the chair with 4 legs. Yeah, it's a chair. It's got 4 legs. Of course it does. So there's nothing wrong with the 4 of Cups. It's stable, but it's this illusion of completion. It's the illusion like, this is it. The 4 is not the 10. The 4 may lead us to believe, especially if we stay here long enough, that this was the goal all along. It's not. This was only meant to be a temporary resting place for the night. I wish we had a 4 of Wands here. That'd make it perfect. The Four of Cups is a structure that we've created to contain our emotional energy, our spiritual energy, our love, our pleasure, our desires. We've given it a 4, and we just said, that should keep it happy. But it doesn't. Water's meant to flow, right? Water's meant to flow. So this is the illusion of a goal. This is the illusion that we've made it. And this is the same with the 4. You surround yourself with enough stuff, and you think, I've made it. I've succeeded. I've reached the goal. It's temporary. And this energy, this very strong energy that's coming in, this passion, this fire, may be coming in the form of a Leo person. This is revealing to you the illusion of the stability of this 4. You're realizing, wow, that 4 was nothing. I'm not trying to diminish the value of the 4s. The 4s are I like the 4. But compared to this, the 4s are very, very small. Yeah, very small. So there's a need for a decision. We've got the 2. But see, we don't want to decide. We don't want to have to try to fix this air energy and make up our mind and choose our destiny, choose our adventure. We don't want to have to pick an identity or pick a future and then stick with it. We want to be led by this spirit. We want to be led by the peak experience. We want to see where it goes. We're excited for this eon at the end. This is the doorway to the future. This is the doorway to the unknown. This is the doorway to completely changing your life, an entirely new life. Or relatively so. When we think of the 4s here, this is the peak experience that is going to change your life forever. You may still have the same cabin in the woods and stuff, but your experience of life is going to be much different. Your perception of this especially is going to be much different. You're going to see now how the next 10 years are just maybe completely unknown now. It's going to be completely new and novel compared to the last 10 years. It's not going to be so much just this reflection looking both ways. It's predictable. No, not anymore. This is opening our eyes to novelty. But we don't want to be the ones to choose. And at this, I think there's a problem here making up your mind. Well, let's leave the mind out of it. Let's leave the mind out of it. What does your spirit tell you? What does your soul tell you? Well, final card here is that eon, that judgment, that rebirth, reawakening. You might be reawakening, you might be being reborn into this lust or strength energy, into your own power. And yes, maybe it's sexuality, maybe it's your lust and zest for life, your passion. It's kind of a rebirth experience. I think it's very necessary that we've established the 4s. This is a nice base camp. This is a nice home base. And out of this can be born this passionate, really, really a zesty kind of card there. But things will never be the same. This is a baptism by fire, and the fire, of course, is that lust or strength card. This is a peak experience you can't go back from. It is going to change you. It is going to change the course of the future. You can't undo it. Right? We can't walk backwards through this one. This may be a new timeline. It may be really you stepping into a new version of yourself. Yeah. Let's look at the mystery card. I'm curious about the mystery card here. Thank you, Alien, Simon, Mork, Ripley. And I think there's really no choice. There's no air really necessary here because we couldn't make up our mind even if we wanted to. We got the 7 down here. Anything that you try to commit to is futile. Right? We can't resist this experience. This energy coming in is overwhelming the entire system. The only thing we can do is surrender to it and allow it to take place. So what do we think the mystery card is going to be? I like to play a little game here where we stop. Pause the video if you want. Think about what this mystery card should be. I'll give you a few seconds and then we'll keep going. My wife gave me this thing. I don't know what it is. I like it because it's kind of like my wand now. It's going to be my pointer here. But I'm not sure what it's made out of. I'll have to ask her. If it's not graphite, I don't know what it is. Anyway, the mystery card will be maybe some fire energy, right? Maybe any kind of fire energy, I think. Maybe that 4 of Wands that I wanted, but I think we're past that. We've talked about the 4s. Maybe a 9. Maybe a 9 of Wands. Or maybe a 10 of Cups. 9 or a 10 of Cups. Let's see. No. It is the Wheel of Fortune. This is the cosmic timepiece. This is Spirit's wristwatch. The timing is now for this. I think the mental effort here, all this air energy, is just delaying the inevitable, right? It's divine timing that this peak experience is coming into your life. With the Wheel of Fortune, it says the only time better than the present is yesterday, right? Which means that we can't delay this any further. That this mental energy might just be trying to fend off the inevitable, and that's futile. So I think this is part of your destiny. It's part of your path. This is, I think, also reassurance that this big event, this novel peak experience, yes, it is going to change your life, but it's going to change it for the better. It's going to be something beneficial to you and to your life, not detrimental. Yeah. This is a fantastic confirmation. I want to do one more thing. I want to look at the language of flowers. These are some affirmation cards. Always a very positive message. I want to see how it might apply to this situation and maybe reveal a little bit about what this experience is or how it's going to be received, how it's going to come about, how it's going to manifest, or what our reaction to it should be. Geranium, virility. Yeah. Shake it up a little. You've got this. Yeah, there is a sense of virility in this reading for sure with this luster strength card. And I think that this is some very fine reassurance. Shake it up a little bit. Allow this experience in. You can handle it, right? You can handle this. I think that's all we need. I think that's just about perfect. We are going to do an extended reading if you want to stick around. Just click either above or below in the description box. New readings come out every day, 6 a.m. Chicago time. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss the next reading. I want to thank you for watching this video all the way till the end. It really helps out the algorithm. I want to thank you for being here. Generally, I appreciate you. And I will talk to you again very, very soon.